Hello mga students and math enthusiasts. Actually, hindi ako mathematician, hindi ako math major, hindi ako professor in mathematics. I'm a certified public accountant. Pero lately kasi ako ay naging interested sa isa sa mga TikTokerist, kung masasabi ba natin na TikTokerist sila. Math letters. I've been following math letters in TikTok for some time. And isa sa mga napanood ko sa kanya is the relationship daw between the Fibonacci sequence and the Pythagorean theorem. Nagbigay siya ng example doon na meron daw relationship ang Fibonacci at saka yung ating famous na formula in computing for the hypotenuse, following our Pythagorean theorem. So what I did is that, sige nga, subukan ko ngang i-validate, i-confirm. Kasi medyo nabitin ako doon sa kanyang example. So naisip ko, what if I verify it? And tignan ko rin yung sequence ng data. So as you all know, the Fibonacci sequence is something like this na makikita ninyo sa kaliwa. When you add up the two numbers, for example, we can start at 0. Then we add 1, 0 plus 1, we will get 1. And then we add 1 and 1, we will get 2. And we add 1 and 2, we will get 3. At pag ginawa natin ito tuloy-tuloy, aabutin tayo ng, for example, in this case, hanggang sa 28,657. Ito yung pinaka-last na data ko. Kung makikita ninyo sa formula, we simply copy this formula here, we put it here, and diretso na po yan sa baba. And this will be the amount. That will be your Fibonacci sequence. Now, doon sa pinanood ko na TikTok video, the example was something like this. For example, pipili ako ng 4 na magkakasunod na amounts or na number dito sa Fibonacci sequence, and then I'll add them all together. Okay? Or not necessarily add them all together. But for example, I will select this 4 consecutive data or number in the Fibonacci sequence. And then what we do is that pag-add natin, pagsamahin natin yung outer and inner circle. Kumbaga, no? In this case, pag sinabi kong outer, number 3 and number 13, i-multiply ko ito. And then dito naman, i-multiply din natin ito plus we will multiply it by 2. And then makikita po ninyo eventually kapag i-apply natin sa Pythagorean theorem, we will get the answer to the hypotenuse dito sa sequence na ito. The number will be found or the answer will be found in the Fibonacci sequence. So to prove this, let's take for instance the first sequence. I just tag it as first sequence. Yung unang first 4 number here. 1, 1, 2, and 3. So this is the horizontal view of the 1, 1, 2, and 3. Ang number 1 at saka yung number 3, yung tinatawag ko na outer, yung dito sa taas at saka ito sa bottom, bottom of the, yung first and 4 digit. So we have 1 and 3. Tapos yung nasa gitna naman, yung inner, 1 and 2. If we will multiply the outer numbers 1 and 3, definitely we will get 3. And this is the product of outer, or quote unquote. While here naman, yung inner, if we will multiply it 1 times 2, of course we will get 2. Pero dagdagan natin ng multiplier, i-multiply natin ito by 2. So that 2 times 2, we will get 4. And this is the product of the inner numbers multiplied by 2. Now, applying the Pythagorean theorem in computing for the hypotenuse, which is represented by C here. Because as you will see in this illustration, sa isang triangle, in order for us to get how long itong C na ito, okay? Meron tayo nitong formula, the square root of a squared plus b squared, where a and b are considered the sides. Okay? So if we will apply the product of the outer and then the product of the inner multiplied by 2, we consider this as A and B. Kung titignan po ninyo, if we get A, what do you call this? Gamitin natin yung 3 as A, i-substitute natin, yun. That's the term that I want to say kanina. If we substitute 3 sa A and we substitute 4 sa B, we will get the squared, A squared as 9 and then B squared as 16. Pag inad natin ito, we will get 25. And then we will get the square root of 25. Definitely, the answer is 5. And this is your hypotenuse. Now, going back to the Fibonacci sequence, makikita po ninyo itong arrow na ito. The answer will be found in the Fibonacci sequence, and this is 5 immediately after the number 3. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, following this order at yung ating naging computation guide, the hypotenuse is 5. So you see there is a relationship between the Fibonacci sequence and the Pythagorean theorem. Now, syempre, sasabihin natin, baka coincidence. Now, what if we select this one naman? 1, 2, 3, and 5. At eto naman, I consider this as the sequence number 2. Okay, so sampulan natin ito, 1, 2, 3, and 5. So horizontally, ito yon. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Gawin natin kung ano yung ginawa natin dito sa umpisa. So yung outer, 1 times 5, the product is 5. 2 times 3, the product is 6. Multiplied by 2, the answer is 12. Ito yung i-substitute natin sa A and B. So 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. The sum of the two is 169. The square root of 169 is 13. Let's check if the amount is here in the Fibonacci sequence. And yes, you will see it here. Okay? So kung kanina, sa sequence 1, the answer is immediately at the bottom. Pag nag-move tayo one step further, okay? Gamitin natin yung 1, 2, 3, and 5. We expect that the answer will be this one. After two steps away. Okay? So if this is the data that we selected, so if this is sequence 2, nag-umpisa tayo dito before. So this is number 2 sequence. So plus 1 plus 2, this is your answer. Ibig sabihin, kung ito naman yung pipilian natin, 2, 3, 5, and 8, bilang tayo ng what do you call this? Bilang tayo ng steps 1, 2, 3. So, do we mean to say that we are expecting that the hypotenuse, if this is the data that we will get, okay, if we will select this 2, 3, 5, 8, bilang tayo 1, 2, 3, do we mean that the answer is 34? So, pag chinek po ninyo yan, yes, indeed, the answer is 34. So pag ginamit naman natin itong 3, 5, 8, and 15, ibig ba nito sabihin, kung bibilang ako ng 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ito ba yung answer? Pag chinek po ninyo ito, that is indeed correct. At kapag ginawa po ninyo yan sa ibang sequence, okay, the farther that we are getting away from the first amount here, ganun din kalayo yung amount, yung answer doon sa ating hypotenuse. Okay? Nagsample lang ako dito ng hanggang sequence 7 just to validate that that is indeed correct. So, you see, napakasaya pala maging mathematician kung tayo lamang ay pinagpala sa utak. Unfortunately, I am not a math graduate, pero ayan, ang saya lang tignan ng relationship nila. So that validated my curiosity because this is the actually yung nakita ko, yung napanood ko, ito yung actual example. So na-curious ako, what if dito ko umpisahan or pag tinuloy-tuloy ko ba yon, ano yung relationship nila. So dito ko nakita na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at kapag tinuloy-tuloy po ninyo yan, dadagdag tayo ng another step bago natin makuha yung parang pinakasagot. Okay, so sana medyo naging interesting ito at panibagong kaalaman. All right, sige, maraming salamat. Hanggang dito na lamang. Bye-bye.